Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Entity Frost, a professional 2.6 Hog player, and in this video, it's going to be a special video. I'm going to be talking about how to break through two buildings. So, in 2.6 Hog, you probably faced opponents that have buildings, but have you ever faced an opponent who has two buildings? This is where the strategy is pretty unique, and it's something that is kind of interesting in my opinion. So obviously you can see that our opponent has bomb tower and goblin cage. So we're going to have to somehow break through two buildings and win the game. Now this is going to be a pretty interesting analysis, I think, but if you stick through it, I think you'll find something interesting to take away. Now, first of all, at this point, I still don't know that he has two buildings, right? So, like, of course, it's going to be interesting. Now, he plays bomb tower, and at this point, I thought, okay, I can just play Hog Rider on the right side because it doesn't kite. But he plays a second building, which really surprised me, because not a lot of people have two buildings in their deck. So, at this point, I'm thinking, okay, how do I break through someone who's playing two buildings? And that's when it clicked. He's playing Royal Recruits, which is a very expensive card. So if he plays Royal Recruits and I play Hog Rider, then I can potentially break through because he doesn't have enough elixir. And if I just back it up with, Fireball or Ice Golem in front, then I'm gonna have pretty good chances. Now, second of all, he has poison, which is kind of okay for me because it is 4 elixir, which does give me more chances to, play Hog Rider. But the main thing you want to focus on is to utilize your Fireball. Now, obviously, breaking through his buildings is going to be pretty tough, but that's why we have Fireball. Now, Fireball, you can get value by hitting both the building and his tower. And you can see that's literally what we did here. We simply just played Ice Golem and Hog Rider and then Fireball. And that basically, he didn't have another building because remember what I said before? Whenever he plays Recruits, that's 7 elixir down the drain. And so I can just play Hog Rider, and then he only has enough elixir for one building. And that's when I play Fireball. And then my Hog Rider gets a connection. And of course I play Hero Ice Golem ability, which gives me even more damage, which is very nice. And at this point, because of that one connection, because he played Recruits at the back and I managed to Fireball his building, that's how we basically win the game. Now at this point, he's just playing buildings because he doesn't want me to, break through with Hog Rider. But that's actually a mistake because it allows me to simply Fireball both his building and his tower, and that, lets me get value. And throughout this game, he basically continues to make the same mistake of playing a building in the middle and giving me Fireball value, but yeah. And this was a bit scary, but remember, the only thing that's going to connect is the Wall Breaker, because we can just play Ice Golem to distract all of his troops, and basically we're only going to take 1 Wall Breaker damage, which isn't that bad. Now of course, he plays a building again, and all we need to do is just Fireball. Now notice that I don't play Hog Rider. Why? Because remember, he hasn't played Recruits yet, so he does in fact have elixir for his second building. So that's why I play Fireball to take down his building, but I don't actually go in with Hog Rider again because he's just going to play his second building. So at this point, it's kind of just like a spell cycle. I'm just spell cycling his tower by taking down his building. And if I don't rush with Hog Rider, I will still win the game. Now here, the reason I went for Hog Rider is because I have Fireball. and he doesn't have Evo, what is it, Evo Golden Cage, because he just played it like a few moments ago here, so he doesn't have it back. So I can safely play Hog Rider Ice Golem, and this is just going to take down his, you know, Golden Cage. And even if he plays another Bomb Tower, I'm just going to get so much value from my Musketeer, because I'm just going to take everything down. And I'm just going to keep protecting my Musketeer and playing ability. And see, all of a sudden, his Bomb Tower is gone. And now he doesn't have enough elixir for his second building again. So he just has to play recruits. But recruits aren't going to do anything, because they're not going to, you know, they're not actually that big of a threat. And basically, he's just going to try to poison cycle me, but that's also a mistake, because remember, I'm playing 2.6 Hog. My cycle is way faster than his, so he's not going to outspell cycle me at all. In fact, his best chance is probably just, you know, playing recruits at the bridge or something, and then trying to pressure me with Inferno Dragon or something, but it's still not going to work, because he's playing 2 buildings and he doesn't really have a win condition. So that's basically how we win the game. And yeah, so this was kind of a bit of a special video, because you don't really face 2 buildings that often, but in case you were, you know, curious about how to win against 2 buildings, now you have the answer. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.